Hi, welcome back to my crafty hen house. My name is Elaine, and today I did my yard and got my beautiful grass all mowed, and I was coming back here by my hive and I noticed it was very quiet. Very little activity. We've had some considerable cold spells here in Florida, so I'm not quite sure if that had something to do with it, but I believe my hives had a swarm. And but I'm gonna go in there. I put a little bit of food out there to see perhaps if I could get some activity to come down out of the hive before I go ahead and open it up. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a look, and I'll share with you what I find. To start off, the hive is just too quiet. Generally, they are buzzing with activity, and you can really hear them inside. So let me open the lid, and nothing. Very quiet. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the inner lid. I did look in here a little bit ago, and it was just so quiet. There are a few in here, just really quiet. I smell a lot of honey, but it could be deep down in. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. This is what most of the frames are looking like. They're just really dry, nothing in there. But if you look down inside, well, I can see down in there into the brood box, I can see some really glistening honey. I've got a lot more activity out here. It could be because I'm messing with them or because I put their food out. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this frame back, and I'm not gonna check any others. They pretty much look the same. I can generally go to the middle frames, and they build with their honey from the center outwards. And I'm gonna take off this this box, and I'm gonna put it on the table over here and look quickly into the second box and see what's going on in there. So real quickly, I'm in at the top of the queen excluder, and I'm gonna go in real quick and just look inside and see what I can see. Looks like there's a lot of honey in there uncapped, and we've got a little bit more activity with our guys here. So I'm not too terribly frightened. Again, it's got a bit of a different scent to it. Let me try to take this off. You can see them down there. I really don't want to get in too deep. A lot more activity here than was a bit ago, because I did put the food out. I'll step back here and show you. I apologize for on and off with the videos, but I wanted to do this really quickly, and I didn't set up a tripod or anything. I just grabbed my phone and came out, and I'm very curious to know what some of the frames look like. So I might go ahead and just move that queen excluder this way and go into maybe the second frame and see what I can see. I'll be right back. Well, I know what happened, and I've lost this hive, and I'll show you why. Do you see all of the frame, how black it is? That is not bee larva, that is predator larva. These little, I can't show you where one just went, but this whole hive is just inundated with these maggots, unfortunately. Can you see this? And they just took over. There's one right there, upside down. Ugh, terrible. So I have to take this apart, and I'm going to continue to go down deep into the hive. All these frames have to come out, and I have to start anew. So without further ado, let me run in, see if I can set up a feeding station with another hive. I would like to see if I can't get the bees to be attracted over to this new empty hive. And that would mean I'll have to move that food over there for them. And hopefully they'll take the bait. I do not know if there's a queen in there. There could possibly be one in there deep down. I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open, but I wanna be very careful. I'm not transferring any of the hive beetles or their larvae over to the new hive. You can just see how black that beehive is. It's just really disgusting, and it's not going to do well unless I jump on it right now. You can see just how wretched these frames are, and the smell is horrible. See the back? Look at the larvae. That's hive beetles. And they've just destroyed this comb. It's black, and it almost smells like petro. I think there's a bee right there, probably trying to get the last little crumpets that are left in there. Because what the hive beetles do is they eat all of the honey and starve them out. This is also another culprit. That's a moth, and they're laying larvae, or they eggs as well. Okay, you can see in this corner up front all the ants and the larvae. Look at that. So we have a mess. This hive is gone, it's spent. You can see there's moth webbing. There's one there. Still a lot of bees. I'm just hoping that our queen is still there. I haven't seen any signs of any brood. So the frames, I'm really looking at them good. If you have watched any of my previous videos, you remember that when I found the hive, it was in a birdhouse, and we transferred it onto frames and put rubber bands around it to hold the natural honeycomb in the frame and let them build it out themselves. So all of the frames down here in this very first box are all the original comb from the birdhouse. And so it might be difficult to pull them out solid. Sometimes when the bees make their honeycomb, they connect them together between the frames. So being that it's natural comb, it could be connected together. So I have to be really careful. Sorry about that. I dropped you. I have to be really careful to make sure that I'm not going to bury the queen if she's in there in the comb. So let me set you back down and go take my time and try to get the comb separated. Let me also show you this. This was one of the original combs that they had made. Look at, there's an ant. This is the original comb that came out of the birdhouse that was put in here with rubber bands to hold it. There's no interior wall. So this is what they created. But it's just a shame that it's no good. Well, this is the frames, and you can tell that they are just a disaster. There's nothing left to them. This is the upper frames. That is where all the honey was, and there was no queen that could possibly be up here because there was an excluder in here, but there was no food left. And in here, now what I'm going to do is I'm trying to see if any way they are grouping. Isn't this a mess? It's so sad that it got this way. That is not water. That's actually some of the food that I put in there, and this has settled, so it's sloping this way, and it couldn't create a good suction. So I'm trying to see if there's any way they would be grouping towards her if she is anywhere in here, and they will go around and protect her, but I don't see them. I see them working to get all of the little critters, because they will chase them. You can see they'll chase the bugs and whatnot to get them out of their house. They just need to learn that they're not going to stay here anymore. This is just a complete disaster area. But unfortunately, I did have a swarm. It was probably a lot of stress on her. It was overwhelming for her to put up with all of those little bugs and the hive beetles. There's some here. And they're just trying to clean up what they don't have anymore. And I'm trying to get them to leave the frame. But you can see, even here, the hive beetles, they just don't quit. So between the hive beetles and the moths, the cold, it just, they were unable to overpower. They're just trying to get what honey. I might go in the house and get some of the honey that I have and go ahead and bring it in here and put it on some of the frames and see maybe if that'll attract them, that they will come and eat. So let me run in and do that really quickly. Okay, this is the new box, and I have a lot of bees over there in the old box. They're over there next to these frames, and I'm gonna see if I can't take some of their original honey, which is this, and I'm gonna put some on this frame. And see if they will come and eat this honey. So good. Okay. Let me see if I can't coerce them to come onto the frame with the honey. if I can do that and keep the hive beetles out of it, then I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna go ahead and separate all of these bad frames, and I'm gonna put them in a bag. That way the bees won't be wanting to go back to these frames. Okay, very quickly, I'm running out of room on my phone. We moved the new hive back over to here, and as you can see, they are slowly coming up into the new hive. I've been trying to smoke them out of this top part in hopes of driving them to the new hive. There's no previous frames in this new hive. So hopefully overnight they will go in and try to make themselves a new home. They are walking around in some of that food that I had prepared for them. So that is where we're at, and we have a whole bag over here of hives that I have to move and get out of here, so it entices them to all stay over this way. So thank you very much for joining me as I did this hive. Very unexpected today. As you can see, I did my beautiful yard. The smoke's traveling over there, and just came out here because I noticed it was pretty quiet back here, and I'm glad I did. Got right on this. It's a cooler day today, so I was able to get all of those frames out, and we'll just move on to the next season. Hopefully they will get in there and create themselves a new queen. I did not find the queen, and we'll go from there. Until next time, I thank you so much for joining me again, and I will see you on the next video. God bless and have a great weekend. Mm-hmm.